And then about 5 minutes into me doing this, I realized that I had become so overly bored with what she was talking about.
Like I am right now?
I was... Can you let me finish? Increasingly having increased interest of the spec that was on the wall.
Was it a really good spec?
It was a very good spec.
You're gonna have to show me that spec later.
I will.
Okay.
I got pictures of the spec.
Let's go.
Wow.
Okay.
I gotta finish this.
Oh, God. We have to really do this?
Yeah, spec later.
Absolutely this. Anyway, welcome to the podcast, the EIS Cast.
EIS Cast.
Entertainment Industry
It's not as
Studios
interesting as my
Cast.
spec.
Oh, wow.
We'll get back to that later.
Anyway, so we are here with...
Bart.
No, the toast.
And Lizard Breath, and sooner or later you will hear a bit from, what's his name?
What was his name?
Helios.
Yeah, Helia. Hey,
We're
buddy.
such great friends.
I remembered your name. Don't worry.
Yeah, As you reach for your phone.
I already roached for it.
Roached?
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Probably.
Not even.
It is now.
Okay.
What are we gonna talk about? You know what I've been thinking?
What have you been thinking?
I've been thinking, a new Assassin's Creed came out.
Okay.
And so I've been playing it a little bit, and just a thought: what happens? Like, so you kill a guard,
yeah,
and you throw him in a hay bale,
Yeah.
and you go out your day. Okay,
Like
cool,
you
whatever. Yeah, normal everyday thing. Cup of coffee, kill a guard.
Yeah.
But what happens after someone comes to clean up the hay or move something? Like, what if that guard had a family? What are the ramifications of this nonchalant action that are having past your vision?
So, like, the butterfly effect with all these NPC characters.
Yeah, well, like, not just, like, the ramifications of daddy's never coming home again.
Because he's not.
Yeah, well, what happens with the guy who finds him? That's gotta be traumatizing, right?
Of course it's gonna be traumatizing.
Like, I understand it's in a point in time.
Anyone finding a dead body is going to be somewhat traumatized.
Well, like, I understand it's during a time period where it's a little more commonplace, but still, oh, I'm gonna go move some hay, whatever, and boom, body. Could have been there for like a week, 2, you don't know.
That is the terrifying thought, is how long does it take them to find said dead body?
Yeah.
In this
because one of the things that you'll... Like, what about if the guy was... What about if he didn't talk to a whole lot of people?
What if that hay was just there forever and no one
They go to
was
move it to
bother?
give it to an animal, and then
Yeah, it
the
could have been
animal
sitting there for...
Well,
cannibalizes
no,
his
if
corpse.
it rains, that hay's ruined, they're not going to feed that to an animal.
Nah. But think about this. It's just, if you finally discover it, weeks upon weeks later, and then it's non-identifiable, who do they know that it's belonged to?
Well, to be fair, there's not exactly CSI during this time
No,
period.
there's not CSI, so... But I mean...
Well, I'm not talking about it being searched back to you in some crime thing. I'm just talking about just...
his family may never know how he died.
Yeah, there's just daddy didn't show up one day.
Daddy's not home for dinner.
Daddy's not home for dinner.
Did he run away? Did he die?
He had
The
a-
world
he had a
may never
mistress.
know.
Did he?
Pretty sure.
What was her name?
Um,
Because it's not Catherine.
Zeta Jones.
Not Catherine Zeta-Jones, no.
I don't know Egyptian name.
Okay.
Well, because the new game is based in Egypt.
Hey, I'm not going to know any Egyptian names offhand.
No, Cleopatra.
It was Cleopatra?
Yeah, but not the cool one.
Nefertiti?
That sounds like, yeah, sure, yay, we'll go with that.
That was an actual Egyptian ruler. I love how I got blank stares from that.
Who? I'm sorry, I'm more dominant in the Roman culture.
Ugh, I hate the Romans. And the Greeks. Just
Why-
right
why-
alongside them. They're practically the same thing costume-wise, and costumes are my thing, so I hate them both.
Well, to be fair, the Romans did steal most of their things from the Greeks.
That is true.
I mean, but they gave you roads and schools and
Yeah, their technology was on point.
basic
But
slavery.
their clothing.
Basic
Their
slavery.
clothing. Now
that is my main complaint.
Well, what about the clothing?
It was... I hate it. I hate mainly their armor. I had to write an essay mostly about their armor.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have a great loathing for Greco-Roman armor.
I
also do not recommend the movie Hannibal by the BBC in 2006. There you go. That's my opinion on that.
That's the don't.
Don't watch this.
Anyway, on the notion of the people which are affected by this, now when the town does finally figure it out, what happens?
That's what I'm curious about. Like, do they just chalk it up to, oh, it's another dead body? Or
Was it disease? Can they tell that it was murder?
I mean, I guess if it's still...
All right, so let's make a scenario.
Like,
right?
if
So
it was found early enough that you can see the giant stab wound.
Yeah, so they find the body, right? So they find the body.
Oh my
And
gosh,
they
there's a
notice,
body.
yeah, they notice that there's
God.
a spear-sized hole.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
That's
they
a large
notice this,
hole.
and they're well, not a lot of people around here are gonna have spears of this caliber. The common people probably wouldn't have done this. We have had a lot of deaths in the area, and it has been. We can attribute it possibly to a cloaked figure, but we don't exactly know anything beyond that. However, the person who was on this shift, it looks like, okay, so we asked this guy knows this, and it was the night shift. So, night shift was this person, and this person's been missing in the town for this many weeks or this many days, and we have come to the conclusion that one, that family is, well, they're going to be without, and she needs to start looking for another man, and then two, we need probably to replace this and to bury the body, because other than that, this person is expendable.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable response.
No, but see, you're taking into account that these people are smart enough to walk back this time trial and to try to figure anything out instead of just going, eh.
Well, that's probably more like what they did. It's like, another one bites the dust. Bye.
You know, on top of like the 5 other bodies that are down the street.
Everything always
And
depended on, historically, it depended on how wealthy and well known the person was. So if it was just your average Joe, they'd be thrown to the side very
just be
quickly.
an average guard. It does remind me of when I was playing Watch Dogs. Kind of the off body count that happened.
Yeah.
Because in that game, whenever someone catches you doing something, they're like, oh, I'm gonna call the police, and then it adds.
That also makes me wonder too. What happens to all the people that you kill in GTA?
I don't know, because like the issue with this was that unless I stopped them, then I would have had police on me.
Yeah.
And so what happens was, there's someone who shows up, and they're like, oh, you're a guy, I need to call whoever to stop you. So I kill them. Someone's like, oh no, I gotta call the police. So I kill them, and it becomes literally this effect where 10 more people are now dead because they kept wanting to call the police on me.
You have to kill the police if that keeps building.
Well, no, that's why I killed them before they could call the police. But each time someone wanted to call the police, so now instead of just one person gone, there's now this line of people because they wanted to try to be a hero.
So much death.
Don't be a hero.
Don't be a hero.
Don't be a hero.
Moral of the story, kids, don't be a hero.
Drink the chemicals.
The green goop.
Yes.
It's always there for you. It's the only thing that'll be there for you in the end.
And hide your cheese. Hide the cheese.
And on that note, we're gonna move on to the only semi-scripted portion of our wonderful little podcast, if that's okay with everyone.
No.
No?
I mean, you do you, but I'm just gonna exit the building because I don't like that tone. I don't like that tone.
Oh, do I need to apologize?
I think you do.
I think an apology right now would be greatly desired.
Go on, say you're sorry.
Toast. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm sorry.
You're not sorry.
Man, you're a baby.
Now you have to apologize.
I ain't apologizing. What?
Let me explain something to you.
Okay.
I don't know where I was going, but
Alright then.
I'll come up with something later on.
Okay, come up with something.
Now you put me on the spot. I can't do it.
Man,
He said later
you
on.
had so much potential.
So much. What's that supposed to mean?
Don't worry about it.
No. I really want to know what this means.
So,
We're
what's
gonna
our
take you
next
out
part?
back and shoot.
Oh, what?
And take you out back like a wounded horse and boom!
That's what happens when you've served your usefulness. Anyway, so let's
you can't
move
race.
on.
You're not worth it. So what?
Let's move on to College Kids Corner.
College Kids Corner.
That was
Yay!
atrocious.
You do better then.
No.
Insert sound clip here.
Insert sound clip here in brackets, parentheses, and curly braces.
Yeah, it's just gonna be me doing it.
Just louder.
College Kids Corner.
That was
Da.
no. Stop it. Stop hurting my feelings.
So my purpose in insisting on having this segment is the fact that all of us currently, except for...
Me.
Wrong.
Helios.
Except
for him.
Except for Helios, are college students, and Helios
You can't prove that.
Huh?
What? No, go.
He just got out of college, so he does have
lucky bastard.
experience. So I thought
whoa.
I have experience too.
Yeah,
thank you.
so do
we
I.
all have experience. I never said that. No. Oh my god!
Don't you cross that line?
I think you need to give us an apology.
I think we both.
Why do I
deserve
keep apologizing?
Because you keep attacking me.
You keep hurting the feelings of our precious little souls.
My inside feelings.
It's not my fault
Your
that I'm a
feelings
horrible
have
person.
feelings?
No, my inside feelings. Like instead of my outside feelings.
So you have two sets of feelings.
Everyone does.
There's some that he wears on his shoulder, and some that...
There's demons that he wears on his shoulder.
Yeah, don't talk to them. Don't look them in the eyes.
But they're fun people.
Don't look them in... Oh, okay. So, what about college?
That's just the thing. I thought it would be...
That's a rough topic.
It really is.
It hurts my feelings.
I'm sorry.
This is a very emotional
so
day. It's a very emotional.
It's only
day.
gonna
I didn't
get.
know it was going.
Worse.
I thought we would take just a wee bit of time. A wee bit.
Oh.
You got to say it too. A wee bit.
A wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
Good job.
Just a wee little.
To discuss the ins and outs of college every podcast to help our fellow students, these people who have gotten themselves into the mess that is university.
Remember, always look towards the door you're going so you can make sure if it's a push or pull before you reach it.
That is important. And also make sure you cross the street very fast, because if you get hit, you can get your tuition paid.
You can get your tuition paid, probably.
Probably not.
Unless they drive off.
It depends.
Put it this way. If you get into university, whatever university you decide to go to...
Hide your cheese.
Besides that, one, you want to make sure that your financial aid is always in check. You also want to make sure that your GPA stays up relatively high. If it doesn't, I say relatively as in you need like at least a B if you want to keep receiving the good stuff. If you've got scholarships, remember grades. A lot of those are really grade-based, unless it has to do with your ethnicity, and then just keep staying that ethnicity.
Yeah, don't change mid-semester.
But if that means that you'll get a better scholarship,
you're not going to get a better scholarship.
Yeah, no one will get a better scholarship like that.
Man, because I was really hoping.
We're not getting into race.
That is not one of our topics.
Remember, just kidnap the president's daughter.
How is that going to help?
Well, because if you get
Ransom
a full
money?
Yeah, if they give you a full ride to the school, you'll give her back.
But after that, they would probably send you to jail.
No, because you have to make it legal. You write a contract, make them sign it.
I don't think kidnapping is legal.
No, you write a contract, make them sign it.
Anyways, like I was saying,
and then they're legal contracted to not sue you.
Keep the things in check, like your grades. Make sure that you actually attend class, because that's a thing. You should just do it, or else you'll be wasting your time, money, effort, soul.
I'm supposed to go to those?
Yes, you're supposed to go to those.
Oh, damn.
The fact that you haven't concerns me.
The fact that I haven't concerns me, too.
Wow.
Does it really concern you if you haven't been?
No.
Exactly.
I thought I was concerned.
But you're not.
The illusion of concern.
I was just hungry.
How does that equate to being hungry?
Well, because I got concerned about what I could eat.
You do know that there's many places around here that you can go get consumables, correct?
Well, sure, but I'm trying not to spend that much money.
That's another thing we're going to cover in a different episode.
What, about money?
About money and college students.
And how to save money?
Maybe.
How to get money?
Save it? How to get it?
How to get it? Really?
Well,
I mean, I don't know a lot on the subject, but we're going to try.
You can work the corner, you can sell drugs.
I do not advocate any of these items that he has just listed.
You can,
sell yourself?
Yeah, I mean, there's, multiple websites that'll do that for you.
Well, I mean, the black market is a hell of a market.
You really don't need 2 kidneys.
You know how much you can get for
a
liver?
You really don't. A lot.
If you don't drink, you don't need your liver.
No, you still need your liver. You still need it.
Are you sure?
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay. Pancreas?
You need that.
In theory, you can get by with 1 lung, but it's really not fun.
What about one of your hearts?
How many hearts do you have?
How many do you have?
One.
Yeah, one. One. Like, normal person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna pretend that you're not some weird alien species. And what would be a small
That'll probably be good to pretend.
tidbit of advice that you would give to college students? Just a little thing.
Go to community first.
Oh, yeah. No,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
Especially U.S. people, go to community college first.
Because you're going to be able to earn 60 credits of your entire major there while spending, what, a fifth
third
of what you would get?
Yeah, a fifth,
Fifth of what you
third,
would have to
fifth,
pay?
something. Like, compared to, spending $500 for a semester compared to $5,000.
Because each one
So
of your
much
classes
nicer.
is basically going to count as $1,000.
And that also means most of the time you can still live with your parents or whoever while you're at that smaller college, which saves money too.
Or you can get a job and start working like that and save money.
Yeah.
Right. Basically, anything you can do to save the most money before you go to a full university is what you should do.
Yeah, it's highly desired. You can go, if you really, really want the experience, and mommy and daddy have lots and lots of money, or you have accumulated numerous scholarships, then go for it. Go for the experience. If you've got the paper.
No.
If you ain't got the ducats,
Still wouldn't.
then you probably shouldn't go immediately into something.
I still wouldn't, just because, me personally, I don't care for the experience. I just want to leave. I want to get...
That's a lot of people when they finally realize what the university is.
It's fine. You come in, you hang out, you can meet new people, you can have fun, and, it's important to get through, yes, because you grow a lot as a person, you can learn new things, and it can help you in the long run. It's just you need to do it right.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that. And if I were to give some small piece of advice, just don't.
Do you have any? Do you really have any?
Oh wow, I am offended.
Now you gotta.
You have to apologize.
Now you have to apologize.
I'm ever so slightly sorry about my comment.
He's ever so slightly.
I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that?
I can deal. I'm not a pansy.
Ooh.
Alright, that's it. We're taking this outside. Put this, close this, shut this off. We're going outside.
Okay.
Done with this.
Yeah, totally turning it off right now.
I don't see you pausing it.
It's paused.
Bull.
No, boom, paused.
Bull.
It's paused. You don't need to look.
No, it's still
you don't
going.
need to look at none of that.
It's still going, you asshole. Taking this outside.
Take it outside then.
After this.
We're trying to talk about important topics.
Such as?
College,
As
apparently.
college.
Anyways, continue.
Yes, I would say that my piece of advice, among the 5,000 wandering around in my head right now, would definitely be to, go for experiences. But don't be crazy. Know your limits as far as partying and when you need to be in bed in order to be at your 9 a.m. class the next day. But, don't stay in your dorm or your apartment the entire time. And that kind of goes along with go to class. That's an experience, too. That's a good thing to do.
My experience when I first went to college wasn't a direct normal one. So, yeah, I stayed in my dorm as much as I could because half of it was either homework or trying to go to sleep. But when I did have free time, I joined little clubs and activities like that, especially didn't cost anything to do it.
Yeah, and I won't say my college experience has been quote-unquote traditional either. I did spend right around 3 years at a community college before going to university, and even just one semester so far at university has been a bit of a wild ride.
Oh, it's completely different.
Entirely.
They do not prep you for it in high school as much as they want to say they're trying to prep you for it.
I feel like my college experience has been like going to high school again. It hasn't been different. It has been the exact same. I have had no real difficult classes because I took classes in high school that were much more difficult than the classes that I'm taking now.
That is definitely a commonplace occurrence in college.
Because I literally slept through most of high school. Here, I can't do that.
I've been able to get by off of feeling as if I haven't done an ounce of work. And then apparently I have done it because the mental drain shows, but I feel like I haven't accomplished anything once I'm done with however many assignments I actually have to do, which I lose track after a while.
Yeah, no, we got on break, and I still feel like I have something I have to turn in.
Oh yeah, I'm...
No, I'm on break.
No, I wake up, I'm like, oh, I have something I have to turn in today.
I'm still waking up at 7 every morning being like, okay, wait, I'm not in my dorm room, am I? I don't have to go to school
I'm missing
today.
a class right now.
At almost... What time is it?
Almost 10 o'clock?
I didn't say I was fashionably late to it.
Are you fashionably late, though, or are you just, you
Late?
didn't show up?
I tried to stay within the 10-minute gap of the start.
The 10-minute gap?
Yeah,
Or the almost the whole day?
No, like if I'm running late, I try to make it just at least 10 minutes.
Oh, hell, I've like walked in 15 minutes late into a class.
I have never been late to a college class.
Oh.
I am proud to say that.
Well, then,
It'll
you know
happen.
what? Good for you, Mrs. Goody Two-Shoes.
It will happen. You
At
will
one
be
point or
late.
another.
It almost happened once this
You will be
semester, but
late, and everyone will look at you for no apparent reason.
I walked in like 1 minute before class started.
Oh,
I was booking
man.
there.
Wow, a whole minute
A
before.
whole minute before.
Wow, you daredevil over here. Yeah, just man, nailing that one.
Sarcasm. Wow, thanks.
Oh, no, you deserve it. Anyways.
That's about all I have for College Kids Corner for today, and I have to skedaddle.
You gotta leave us.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a sin.
Well,
Darn.
as for College Kids Corner, da 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 da.
That was god awful.
I don't see you trying.
I don't need to.
You got a little bit.
No, I don't.
All right. Well, as she leaves, we will bring in our friend Helios here to
Halalos.
Yeah, because he has some stuff about movies he wants to talk about.
All right, that sounds good.
So unfortunately, Elizabeth had to leave, so you just missed her. But now, Helios, you've come to join us, and
Damn right.
Hi, Helios.
and you
What's
have some entertainment parts you want to talk about.
Oh, and boy, do I. The tea in Hollywood is lit. Okay, so, what we're gonna talk about first is, or I'm gonna dish, is the Fox and Disney deal. I don't know if you two have been living under a rock, but it's been confirmed that Disney is in the talks, if not already bought Fox, 21st Century Fox.
I know they were in the talk, but did they buy it?
Well, okay, yesterday it was confirmed by Comcast, because originally Comcast was in the bid as well, but they backed out of it. So, and they already announced that they were in the talks of the deal too, because they put a bid on Fox, but they backed out. So, since they confirmed that, the rumors are actually, 100% confirmed at this point. So that means Disney is the only ones the only ones that have a bid on Fox still.
It's fascinating that you say that, because the other day I was looking up stuff trying to finish up an assignment, and Time Warner is owned, if I'm not mistaken, by Comcast, and Comcast is owned by NBC. I could be wrong about that.
It's all Universal.
If you look down the line, actually, I think NBC owns Universal.
Well, it's all the same company, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Or something along those lines. But put it this way, there's like 3 or 4 different big giants that own all of show business. Yep. So anything that has to do with a remote level of entertainment, they own it. It is creating monopolies. It's just the next step back to the 1900s when we were trying to get rid of monopolies.
Yeah, that's why we need another Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, we do. We really do.
So it used in Hollywood with the big let me see, film companies. I want to make sure I say this correctly so I'm making sure my facts are big 6 film companies.
Yeah, please make sure that I'm correct too.
All right, so the big 6 right now in Hollywood, as far as companies go, are Warner Brothers, Fox, Paramount, Universal, TriStar Pictures, and Walt Disney. But since Walt Disney is in the talks of buying Fox, or already bought, because rumor has it, They could announce as early as Thursday that Disney has bought Fox.
Oh yay!
So that means
I'm excited about it because that means Marvel gets like all of their characters back.
Oh, I'm getting to that.
Is that who owns them?
Because Fox owns X-Men
Mm-hmm.
and like Deadpool and like Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Well,
and so if Disney buys that, if Marvel won't own it directly, but if Disney owns it, then Marvel has the ability to use them. Marvel will have the chance to use their characters again because Fox doesn't like to share.
You went ahead of me there, boy. But essentially, the big six will turn to the big five because Disney will own two of the five. So of course that would be a possible.
But they won't own all of Fox now.
I mean, well, Fox as a company is only selling their film and TV division because apparently they want to expand on their news and sports fronts rather than their film.
Like, despite the whole monopoly thing, I'm pretty sure it's illegal for them to own Fox's news since they own their own news section.
And they also
ABC
own their own
is
sports.
owned by Disney, though.
Yeah, so they can't have multiple branches of
Oh,
news.
yes, they can. There is nothing that says that they can't.
They can.
Disney could in theory own everything if they wanted to, and there would be nothing to say that you can't because capitalism. And there's not really a restriction to capitalism because it's a free market. You do whatever the hell you want within certain limitations.
I disagree with that because AT&T tried to buy T-Mobile and the government told them no because that would have been monopoly. So they have limits. Because AT&T tried to do that and they got told no.
That makes no sense then because if you really think about it, if you have one company of which owns like 10, then that's not a monopoly. That is a monopoly.
Well, a monopoly means that they're the only ones giving out this particular service. There'll be four others along with Disney, so it's technically not a monopoly because there's still Warner Brothers.
The manufacturing of a monopoly,
kind of. That's how it actually went. I believe when they broke out the monopolies, is that the main company had to split into multiple companies, but it was almost like it was still the singular entity.
Yeah, it's called subsidiaries.
Oh yeah, with the subsidiaries, then they're not a monopoly anymore because they can. The little companies can make their own rulings, but it's just the profit goes back into the parent. Okay, so
it all gets siphoned back in. All right. But still, I hate the fact that there has to be this build to that point again. It almost seems as if we're transgressing in that respect. And we shouldn't be not transgressing, retrogressing. That's the word. We're transgressing what should be, I would, not going as far as legal, but we're probably transgressing the point at which would be considered a limitation on what you can and cannot own. And then we're retrogressing back into the early 1900s where having a monopoly was the primary goal.
The only reason I'm not worried about it is because of that part where I don't want Fox to have control of these characters anymore. Mm-hmm. Because they obviously don't know what they're doing with it.
Well,
like
with the X-Men,
Fantastic Four failed.
Besides the Fantastic Four, I mean the X-Men and Deadpool and Logan, it kind of seem like they're going in the right direction with the X-Men side. But yeah, I agree. Fantastic Four is.
To be fair, though, it's like they're getting lucky with the X-Men, though, because they weren't super blockbuster hits. 90%, the only reason Logan made it was because Hugh Jackman played a good Wolverine.
Yeah.
And Deadpool made it. In Deadpool, Fox didn't even believe in that movie.
True.
Fox basically backed out of it, and Ryan Reynolds had to take control because he's like, no, I want this movie to be made.
Yeah.
So as Fox, as a production entity, using those characters, they're not doing it well. I mean, Sony saw that their Spider-Man wasn't doing well, and as soon as they gave Marvel the rights to use him, it made a good movie, and people love that Spider-Man. I mean, I want to see Deadpool fight Thanos. I know it probably won't happen in this area of time, but it's like...
Now, the bigger question is, well, go back to the deal of Fox and Disney. The reasons that people are speculating, I'm sure... The big reasons why Disney's buying Fox, obviously, is for the Marvel and Star Wars. Because Fox still owns the original cuts of the original trilogy of Star Wars. And Disney wants those. So
yeah, that would kind of be important. Because then they
Disney
can...
wants those original those original cuts of the original trilogy, and
recut
that's
those?
the Fantastic Four. Now the Fantastic Four is, I mean, it's released by Fox, but technically it's owned by Constantine Films, which I just found that out a couple days ago. It's owned by Constantine Films, which is a German film studio. So technically they own the rights to Fantastic Four. So with the deal with Fox...
Well, do they own the rights or just the rights to film it?
Well, okay. Constantine Films owns the Fantastic Four, the rights to do it. Because they're the ones who make it and Fox distributes it. From what I've read. Because I thought Fox owned the rights too, but apparently they don't.
Okay.
Because Fox doesn't make the film, they distribute it. So
right.
Then that turns into a whole other thing if Disney's going to be able to get the rights back from Constantine or do what they're doing with Fox and completely buy it out. So it just depends on what they're going to do. So, because I mean, Constantine, since they're buying the distributor that the Fantastic Four is released with, they might play ball with Disney like Sony's doing. But who knows at this point? Until we figure out what the deal entails, if it actually includes them or not, or if Constantine Films gives up the rights back to Disney, we won't know until they talk about what's actually in the deal itself, besides the X-Men and Deadpool and all that. But at least they'll get those back. So
right.
I'm all for Fox being bought out by Disney, but as a humongous Disney fan, I'm like, woo, yeah, but then again, I'm like, that could possibly be a monopoly problem, though. Because I wasn't sure when I first heard about it. I'm like, nah, I don't think the government's going to allow that. Because that's not a monopoly, but it's getting like dangerously close. But apparently, no. As long as the other four are still around, the other big ones are still around, it's not considered a monopoly, I guess, even though a good chunk of Hollywood is Disney, as if it wasn't already before.
Right.
But it's just like, damn, Disney's just going to get bigger and bigger.
That's its primary goal. I mean, that's really the goal of any business, is to get so well, at least is how I see it. Get close enough to your limit, but be the biggest thing that there is.
Yeah, Walt Disney would be, holy shit.
Yeah, he'd be proud.
He might either be proud or he might be a little disappointed. I don't know.
I mean,
maybe proud.
I'd be proud.
Oh, I mean, you're looking at
as much money as they're racking in.
No, not just profit. Like his dream has become is the biggest name in the world.
That's true. That is very true. His dream turned into like
a humongous corporation,
the paragon of everything.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. Well, damn.
Well, Disney, I would love to be able to accomplish the same, but it isn't that time where there isn't very few people doing something of which has so much promise. Now it's millions upon millions of people doing the same thing that has not a whole lot of promise, because it's not anything new.
Sure, but that's why you just put your own spin on it.
Yep. Problem is, I'm not innovative.
I mean, it takes work with anybody.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a Fox and Disney deal. Brazil, there was recently a big Comic-Con in Brazil, and they released a bunch of new trailers and stuff from like video games, mostly movie-related things. Sony released the first like poster of Venom, what the logo is going to look like, I guess. So, and also kind of the basis of the storyline.
So is it just a Venom standalone movie? Or comic?
I've heard different things where the Venom is on its own, the standalone movie, and then I've heard other things from the same officials that say, "Oh no, it's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe." But at this point, I don't freaking know. I've heard two different things from like Kevin Feige from Marvel says, "Oh no, it's part of the same world. It's just not really connected." It's kind of like the Netflix series. It's not really connected, but it's there. But then I heard from Sony, what's-her-face, the president of Sony, whoever the hell her name is, says, oh no, it's its own thing. So you're hearing conflicting talk here. So I don't know. I'm assuming it would make more sense for it to be in the same world, but who knows?
Right. I at least hope it's like the Venom that's the big muscular version.
Yeah. And that's what it looks like, because the poster has like the Venom's head from like what he looks like in the comics. So it's promising so far. Now, of course, Tom Hardy is playing Venom, But also, Woody Allen has joined the cast of Venom, and people are speculating that he's going to play Carnage, which I'm 100% for. Because that'd be interesting to see Woody Allen as Carnage.
That'd just be more interesting bringing Carnage in instantly.
Period.
Into the Venom thing, because he's not supposed to come in until like way later.
Well, Venom and Carnage come down at the same time to Earth.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. Well, he's in the
I
cartoon.
don't know a lot of their backstory.
And the story that they're going with in the movie, unless I'm reading it correctly or read the wrong thing, from what I've read, it's supposed to be about the planet of the symbiotes.
Yeah.
Symbiotes. So it's I guess they're going to space with it, or like giving more of back history on Venom and Carnage about their home planet and stuff. So.
Well, yeah, he's been around for a while, but like at his creation, he wasn't. I don't believe he was an original Marvel thing. And
I have no idea.
Any backstory was just a created thing. Like, at least that's from what I remember hearing.
I have no idea.
This is all new to me. Everything that you all are talking about in regards to these universes it's all new to me.
Oh, that's why you're here to learn.
Oh, I'm here to learn.
Yeah,
I'm here to get educated.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get learnt today.
Barely.
You're gonna get educated. You're gonna get woke. You're gonna get woke.
The amount of information that I'm going to learn today might stand somewhere between 1% and 2% of everything that you all are talking about.
Anyway.
Also, what Sony released, there was a trailer released of a Spider-Man animated movie that has Miles Morales in it. And I don't know if y'all know anything about Miles Morales. But in the Marvel Ultimate Universe, in the comics, Peter Parker dies, and then there's this young black kid who takes his place, who gets bit by the same spider, and he takes Peter Parker's place as Spider-Man. Now his suit's inverted, so he's like, it's a black Spider-Man suit with like the red webbing. Overall he's a pretty cool character, and they're putting him as the main character of this Spider-Man 3D animated movie called Spider-Man Enter the SpiderVerse, I think is what it's called.
It doesn't look like it's 3D though. It looks stop motion.
It looks 2D at some points. So it's like, it's a weird mix of like, it looks like Sony Animation did a weird 2D 3D animation like Disney did with Paperman. It's like, it looks 2D, but yet it's it's beautiful. First, the best thing they've ever animated was that. Like,
I just think the biggest issue with it is how has that spider survived for so long?
Good question.
If it's the exact same spider.
You know, I've been thinking, how does that spider survive so long?
How does that spider
this is an alternate universe. I think he gets bit around the same time or a little after. It's either that or he gets bit by another spider similar to Peter. But on the comic, he gets bit by this
genetically altered spider.
I mean, that's how that movie was made, man. That's what they're talking about.
Just
spiders as far as 1 and 2.
It's like at the end of Rodents.
Yeah.
Where the spider gets with the goo.
Yep, that's what happened.
Oh, man.
It's canon. Everything came full circle.
Oh, man. Helios, you need to watch that movie. It's so good.
No, seriously, Helios, you should totally watch this movie. It's all sorts
What's it called?
Rodents with a Z.
Rodents. With a Z, because that means you know they're serious.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck. So it's you can find it on YouTube.
It's one of those. It's got some.
It's so good. Just so you know, it's from 2001.
That's when you know it's good.
It tries very hard to not be that time period with the music.
It is strong on that time period.
It is strong on the 80s.
Damn.
With the attire being of the backwash of the 90s.
It flowed over.
It flowed over right. Yeah.
But back to the Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
And the story takes place with that is, I'm assuming since it's called the SpiderVerse, they're gonna deal with the whole multiverse of like Spider-Man and women. Because there's a story in Spider-Man within the last, I think, like 5 years or so. Probably the last, I think it was like 2006, 2015, something like that. Where Spider-Man ended up going into, getting rescued by by this group of other Spider-Men and women. Because there's these vampire things. I cannot think of the family's name, but there's a bunch of these vampires that suck the life out of Spider-Man from other multiverses. So all these spider people form a group, from each one from their own little universe. They form a group and start rescuing each other because they're going to. Don't
forget Spider-Pig.
Oh, I love Spider-Pig.
No, not the Simpsons one.
There's he's a Spider-Pig.
Yes, there is.
There's a legit Spider-Pig.
Oh, and he's freaking amazing. Like, legitimately, there's a Spider-Pig and Spider-Monkey.
Okay, can I ask the question? What's with the multiverse's verse of the multiverse? Like, does it really have to extend that far?
Because especially when you're talking about comic creation, basically every different session is written by someone new.
Yeah.
So in order to explain away certain events, you like, why is this person alive? They died, or why isn't this event acting like it was supposed to? Yada yada. It's just easier to go, it's in another universe. This is a different Spider-Man.
Well, a lot of these characters are made just for that storyline. Like, for example, Spider-Gwen, my favorite.
Oh my gosh, Spider-Gwen.
I love her. She's my favorite.
How do you keep your how do you keep your identity secret when your superhero name is your name?
Okay. She doesn't go by Spider-Gwen. The fans call her that, and her book's called that. But she actually goes by SpiderWoman.
Okay. See, I haven't. I need to read more more comics, but it's a lot of money I don't have.
Oh, I just don't understand. I get the explanation and all. What runs through these people's heads when it's like, I need to make this canon. Nether universe.
Yeah,
how do you make the Nether universe canon if I talk about the Nether universe? Nether universe.
Yeah, it happened in another universe.
Now you can blame that. You can blame that on Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, because Jack Kirby's and Stan Lee are the ones who started the whole multiverse thing. So you can blame it on them.
Well, I'm gonna blame it on them. I am. And I'm going to profusely complain about absolutely nothing I understand.
I actually love the multiverse thing because it gets, some of the stuff gets really weird and really creative to the point where I'm actually debating on, or been debating on it for the past year or so. I'm making a YouTube channel and talk about a multiverse of Marvel characters that I decide to just create just for shits and giggles.
How about the universe? How about the universe where the Marvel characters fight the DC characters?
That's actually they do have a crossover, DC versus Marvel. So, I mean, and of course, there's a multiverse where they combine characters from DC and Marvel. Like, for example, there's a character called Deathclaw, which is a combination of Wolverine and Batman.
Yeah,
so that's a thing.
That was a crazy design.
That was just freaking weird.
Let's not say we
90s.
did.
No, they did.
The 90s, man.
No, I'm just saying, let's not say we did.
How about the one where Batman meets the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Or when he meets the Power Rangers. That was main DC.
Or how about when the Mutant Ninja Turtles meet the Power Rangers?
Wait, is that actually a thing?
Not in comic, but it was TV.
Oh.
I wonder to myself sometimes, why?
Recently, as of right now, you know the Archie characters?
Yeah.
Betty and Veronica are crossing over with Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn as of right now.
Right now,
it's great. Like in the comics, like right now there's a series called Betty and Veronica, either versus and Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. And it's a great series. It's funny. You don't know why I don't know why it's there, but I'm great. Someone did it.
It's gotta be interesting enough, I suppose.
I can't get into this stuff. I'm just here listening to the madness.
I'm too deep. I'm way too deep. I know so much shit about Marvel. It's not even funny. In DC to an extent, but mostly Marvel is where I'm at.
Let's see. All right. Do we want to keep going or aim to wrap it up here?
We could probably wrap it up. Because all I was going to talk about next was Star Wars reviews are starting to come in.
Helios, thank you for joining in with us to talk a little bit about that. Oh, you should come in next week with hopefully maybe some Star Wars talk. And because that movie's coming out. So
and I'm excited. I'm ready.
And whenever this gets produced.
True.
And so thank you for joining us for EIS Cast number 1.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. And remember, this is brought to you by... It's brought to you by something. I'll get back to you on what you exactly were supposed to be.
There's a product somewhere you're supposed to buy.
There is,
So
but
go buy
I wasn't
it.
sure which one.
Because all the products.
Yes.
Peace out, fam.
Goodbye.